Hello, now I've noticed that despite a lot of content already on my channel, I've been getting a lot of questions about EVs and how they tow and the effects of the caravan on towing. And I put that down to the fact that EVs are now becoming more and more affordable. This Kia EV6 at 2 years old, you can now pick up for about £30,000 and it will tow 1600 kilos. So in this video, I'm not going to cover anything new, but I'm going to try and give you a succinct guide to towing your caravan with an EV. We're at Wyatt's Covert Caravan and Motorhome Club site in Buckinghamshire to the northwest of London. We're right next to an airfield, so apologies if there's any noise from aircraft or helicopters during the video. And also some of you will notice I've back with the Adria Altea Dart. I'll tell you more about that in the next video. So what we're going to look at in this video is what it's like to tow a caravan with an EV. What is it like? We'll look at the effect of a caravan on the range of the car. We will look at what it's like to charge at home, on the road and on site, and the cost per mile. And then finally, what's the biggest downside about towing with an EV? So let's crack off with why would you tow with an EV? What's so good about it?
I've been towing caravans all my adult life, and I've been towing with an EV for the past 2 years, and there are 3 overriding factors why I absolutely love towing with an EV. Number 1 is the instant torque and the powerful torque. Number 2 is the stability. They are very stable cars, especially because of that battery in the bottom of them makes for a very stable towing experience. And finally, number 3 is the silence and the lack of vibration, because there's no engine. It's a very quiet cabin and it's silent, especially on site when you're maneuvering your caravan and you don't have the engine noise and the revs flying around stressing you out. It's a really calm, relaxing experience. Also, in the case of a car like a Kia EV6, you have the V2L. That's where you can power the mains in the caravan from the 220 volt 13 amp supply from the car.
So what about the range of the car when towing a caravan? Well, without the caravan solo, the EV6 had a claimed range of over 300 miles, but in the real world, let's say 280. When you're towing a caravan like this, you can practically halve that. Now, when I'm planning my journeys, I plan for a consumption of 1.6 miles to the kilowatt hour. That's a low estimation because I always plan for the worst. You know, what if it's a headwind or cold weather or anything like that? And with 1.6 miles to the kilowatt hour and a 77 kilowatt hour battery, you're looking at a range of about 123 miles. However, in reality, I get closer to 2 miles per kilowatt hour when I'm towing a caravan, and that gives me a range of between 140 and 150 miles. I generally plan to never go over 140 miles between charges, just to be on the safe side. What's also very interesting is the size of caravan, that is the weight of the caravan, plays little difference in the effect on the range of the car. So my own caravan, which is much smaller than this Adria Altea Dart, has very little difference on the consumption than this much bigger caravan. What I've not tried yet, and I would love to try, is a low profile caravan like an Ariba, because a lower profile Ariba is practically guaranteed to give you even better consumption figures. But general average normal caravan, you're looking at about a 50% reduction on your range. So I've talked about the miles between charges. What about charging? We'll look at charging at home, on the road and on site.
For charging and the cost per mile, let's assume that I get 2 miles per kilowatt hour while towing. Now, the huge majority of miles that you normally do in an EV originate at home, and if you have off-road parking, you have a home charger. At the moment where I live, Octopus Energy offers a night tariff of 8.5 pence per kilowatt hour, and that costs a little over 4 pence per mile in fuel while towing. If you need to charge en route on the road, in 9 cases out of 10, I'd say you need to detach the caravan in order to charge the car, and this needs a certain amount of planning. But at certain sites, you can charge coupled up. Please see my EV playlist for more details about planning your journey. Charger availability has improved dramatically over the past year, and in the past 12 months I have never had to queue. The reason for this is that the price of charging on the road has ballooned and is now about 79 pence per kilowatt hour for a rapid or ultra rapid charge at GridServe. This equates to nearly 40 pence per mile. But with an ultra rapid charge I can charge my EV6 in under 20 minutes, which is actually annoyingly short if you're trying to make a cup of tea in the caravan. On a campsite you can normally charge your EV as long as you plug it into your caravan and not directly into the bollard on site. The site operator might charge a fee for this service. At the moment, charging on a camping and caravanning club site is free, equating to a cost of £0 per mile. The Caravan and Motorhome Club charges £7 for 10 hours of charging. When you're plugged into the caravan, the maximum you can draw is 2.1 kilowatts, which will give you a total of about 21 kilowatt hours, a reasonable 30 pence per kilowatt hour, which costs roughly 15 pence per mile when towing. The Caravan and Motorhome Club is also trialling metered electricity on sites like this one, where you pay 26 pence per kilowatt hour, equating to roughly 13 pence per mile. The club also offers dedicated car chargers at certain sites, and these cost about 36 pence per kilowatt hour, equating to about 18 pence per mile while towing.
So what's the biggest downside about towing with an EV? Well, as if detaching the caravan to charge the car when you're on the road is not enough, one of the biggest downsides about towing with an EV is the fact that some other people think that you having an EV is all about them, and they will tell you what you think even though you don't really care. That's the only downside really of adopting an EV to tow your caravan. It's a huge pity because I think if more people were given the opportunity to tow a caravan with an EV, they would see what a phenomenally stable and awesome experience that is. Now, if you have any further questions about towing a caravan with an EV, please do check out my playlist on my channel. There are lots of videos all about the subject. I've put a lot of time and effort into making those videos, and with the greatest of respect, I'm very grateful to have achieved nearly 80,000 subscribers, but unfortunately I cannot entertain answering 80,000 individual questions. So if you've got any further questions, you'll probably find the answer on my EV Towing a Caravan playlist. I'll leave a link to that in the description below this video. But in the meantime, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Adria UK for once again the loan of this beautiful Adria Altea Dart. I'll tell you more about that in the next video. And of course, a big thank you to Camper Toby, what a surprise, for this gorgeous fleece. Now, before I finish, of course, there are the stars of the show to go and get, and we can finish this video properly. So once again, thank you so much for watching, folks. If you enjoyed this, you know what to do. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you don't already, and it just leaves me to say, from Dougal, from Ted, and from me, thanks for tuning in. What do you reckon, boys? Do you enjoy going in the EV? Do you enjoy it? Do you like caravanning? Do you enjoy it? Are you having a nice time? Dougal, smile. Dougal. Dougal, camera's there. Dougal, camera's there. Camera's there. He never smiles.